I've been following the National Nostalgic Nova Club since the late 80s. Been members on and off. And I have a 76 Nova that I bought from my father in 1979. I was 19 years old. He bought the car brand new. The car was plain stock 305, didn't have nothing on it special. And over the years, as a teenager, it was my toy, and I started adding to it. I changed engines, changed transmissions, wheels, tires, paint. You know, did 90% of the work myself. The only thing I probably didn't do is the paint. I had friends who helped me a lot over the years. As it sits right now, it has a 385 small block that my wife built with me over the winter as a gift.
You better throw me in there.
As a Christmas gift, and it's actually close to 11-to-1 compression. It's got a Comp 292 cam. It's got Elderbrock heads on it, aluminum. Headman headers. I got a 204R trans in it for overdrive.
She's about 550 horse.
I got a 456 12-volt rear posi with narrowed, of course. It's narrow 12 inches overall, so it can hold a 33-inch tall tire that's probably 21 inches wide. I got the wheelie bars on it. I haven't raced the car in probably 20 years, but I have raced it. To me, these cars and our cars, drag racing and that go together. So, is there anything else you'd like to hear, young man? Don't be shy. I'm not going to hurt you.
So why did you choose these modifications to do to your car?
As a teen, I was always into drag racing. And to me, a car having big tires on the back and skinnies on the front was all what we were about. And as the time went on, Scott Sullivan and guys like that were on the pro street coming out in the industry, and you saw the cars come out. It was a look that I liked. I saw a car, this body style, in a magazine, pro streeted, and I loved it. It looked like it was going 100 mile an hour sitting still. So I said, okay, I built the car that way. But as I went on, stuff has changed taste-wise. Like I monochromatic the paint and stuff, because I saw new wave images of the cars that I liked, and I worked it into my car. Here's the funny thing, Miles. When my father bought this car, I had a 74 Nova, or I had another car. I thought it was the ugliest Nova on God's green earth. And I would have never believed I'd have rode in it or bought it. But once I got it, I can't see myself ever not owning it. This is my wife, Patty. Patty was very influential into the Nova Club back in the day before we met. She had a 70 Nova. We met at a Nova gathering, and I was starting to get into the Nova Club stuff and all that. And we hit it off as friends. Her dad had a Nova. She had a Nova. And we became very good friends at first, and then finally one day I asked her if she'd go out with me, and then we've been together ever since. And since our first date was September 25th, 1987, and we got married April 16th, 1988. And we haven't been apart maybe a day.
And we left the reception in that car.
Yeah, we left the reception in this car. As when you say stuff about, right now I have Vitec fuel injection on the car also. That was one thing. I did some figuring around on the internet and found out that companies will sponsor you if you're an influencer on the internet like you're trying to be. There's companies who will offer you stuff. I was fortunate and got Vitec to offer me a whole complete setup. They gave me the whole works. No questions. I always try to mark them on any activity I do, hashtag them and everything. I also got like pro car seats in it. I contacted them. They wouldn't do a full sponsorship, but they give me a cut rate price, which if anybody knows, if you can give them a good reason why they would want to give you something and to represent them, they will offer it to you. California, I'm fortunate I made a lot of friends with cars across the world. The California people have this because they're right in the backyard. Well, there ain't a lot of people over here, but there's more hot rod builders over here. And if you know how to talk to them, like you have an in, I don't know how church boys are with stuff, and but there's always heights, there's CPP. Just make sure you represent them respectfully, and you'll get stuff, even if it's just little stuff.
So, how long have you been coming to this show?
Been coming to this show, spring and fall, since the late 90s. It's been one event that we love. It's because of the variety of cars. It's not always just one genre of car. There's Pro Street, there's muscle cars, there's stock, there's antique, there's everything. There's a lot of participation with cars being on the street. You get to hear them run, you get to see them run. But yeah.
You said originally the car was white. Why did you choose to go black with it?
I just had a thought. Actually, the first paint job on it after we got the car was white. It was black and gold, like an SS would be. The gold was like a burnt gold, a stripe on the bottom, and then in between the side glasses and this part back here were gold. I had the regular Nova M's on, didn't have them on it, and it was just I saw an SS Nova that was black and gold, and I liked it. And I'm a person who I look at all cars, and if I see something, I remember. And it was a 79 Nova. This guy dressed out as a rally, and I liked the way it looked, the color combo and everything, so I did the same. Then I got the idea of just making it a black. I had black with the chrome and everything, and then over the years, this paint job here surprised her. She didn't know whether I was going to be good. I told her I want to black out everything. I said I don't want no chrome on the outside. And when we got the car back, I had weld wheels on it at the time, and I switched to the American Racing Torque Trust 2s, and she said, "Are you sure them wheels are going to look good on that car?" Well, as soon as I switched them, everybody said, "Holy cow, that looks totally different."
That's about the time you push the bumper in too. Right?
And I pushed the front bumper in. That was something I learned from going to the Nationals at Harrisburg. When I was at Harrisburg, there was quite a few fourth gens. Your dad's car was there and some others. And I noticed how everybody pushed the front bumper in. Well, everybody complains about these cars because of the front bumpers and the back bumper. I don't have a problem with my bumpers. But I saw them, I started looking at them, and I liked it. So I pushed the front bumper in, and I just started doing them little mods and everything. If you notice, they're shaved now. Don't have a hook, your hook for your jack. I had all that shaved off. But, it's just one of them things that you see something and you remember. I saw a red one, to be honest, and seeing his red, I liked it. I liked the monochromatic. It brings our cars. It crosses several different styles of cars. Because I've been to a tuner show and the kids love the car because it's got that look. And, so I look at it, I don't want it any other way. I think it's a lot easier to take care of and everything.
So I don't think we ever got this in earlier on, but what is the exact year of this car?
It is a 1976. It was a plain Jane Nova. It actually was sitting on the in the dealership out in the yard. It was antique white, had a firethorn red interior, no radio at all. It was a 305, 200 turbo, 273 rear gear in a 10 bolt that was the 7.5-inch rear. My father got him to put a radio in it. He wanted AM FM. They put a Panasonic radio in it with one speaker in the front, and it had an antenna on the fender. They put the antenna on the fender, which I changed that. But it had Firestone 500 tires on it. The rims were white with dog dish hubcaps. It looked like a police car.
So, do you remember the first modification you did to it?
Mags. I put Krager SS's on it. And I mean, that's the first thing I did. And, you know, the deal when I got the car, my father wanted a Citation. They came out in 1979. You had to order them. Well, he decided he wanted, I had a 74 Nova. It had a 6-cylinder in it. I wanted a car with a V8. So we made a deal. I gave him my car to trade in, and then I financed what was owed on this car and my car into one. But the deal was, when he made the deal with the dealer, he had to wait for the car to come. So he still drove this during the week. I only got it on the weekends. It got 21 miles to the gallon. It had 44,000 miles on when I got it from my father. I put mag wheels on it the first weekend, and I was supposed to take them off during the week. They never came off. He drove. He was funny when driving it. How's you doing right now? Thank you. Yep. He was. My father was not one of them ones who was push you to, you know. He would tell other people he liked stuff, but he never really told you. But my father was old school. He actually liked the car the way it was, and he actually told my mom that. At one time, I had a tunnel ram on it with 2 4s on it, and my dad needed to borrow a car for just to make a trip, and I let him use it. My mom was riding with him, said he was like a kid in it. So, car love runs in family. I mean, we all love them, and we got to keep them alive.
So, what was the most recent thing you've done with it?
The most recent thing was the new engine. My wife, for Christmas, bought me a rotating, Eagle rotating setup with pistons, rods, and everything, and a bare block from a friend of ours. And it's 40 over 350 with a 400 crank, which makes it a 385. I tell everybody it's a 383. There's no use of trying to say it's 385 because nobody will know what you're talking about when you say that. But that's the last thing I did to it. But just before that was the seats in it. And of course, my wife got me the Pro Nova plate again for it for my birthday. And it's never done. I have a power window setup I want to put in it. I have another radio I want to put in it. I'm always wanting to do something to it. You know, I'm 62 years old, and I ain't never going to be done with it.
So, are there any large modifications you'd like to continue doing with it?
Is there any large modifications I want to do? A 502 big block, but to be honest, the way it sits right now, I'm happy. I will drive this car everywhere. Everybody's having a fit because of what I did, because I've always driven the car. I don't have a car trailer, I don't have a truck. The car's been to Florida, it's been to New Hampshire, it's been to Vermont. I mean, we just don't think twice about it. I mean, I built the car to drive. I mean, I don't have the money to have a car trailer and a truck to pull something, you know.
Is there anything else you'd like to say?
I like to say, Miles, I'm very appreciative you're taking time to want to talk to me. I appreciate seeing a young man your age in the cars, and I hope you never lose that burning fever, because you have other people out here that have the same thoughts as you. Don't think you're singular.
Thank you. Thanks for letting me interview you.